You want to buy a condominium on Longboat Key, but you do not want to pay those crazy high HOA fees. Okay, I have you covered in this video. I'm going to explain exactly how to find a vacation condo or a condo that you can live in full time without those crazy fees. Hi everybody, I'm Judy Mitchell with Premier Sotheby's International Realty, located right here on Longboat Key. The fees for condominiums seems like they have really gotten out of control. And you really want to be here in Longboat, but you just don't want to pay a couple $1,000s a month to be here. So let's find you a condo that has the lower fees. Okay, here's how you're going to do that. First of all, when you approach a community that you're interested in, take note, is there a gate at the entrance of the community? Is there just a gate that kind of opens and closes, or gates that open and you just have a thing on your car and it makes the gate open? Or is there someone there to attend the gate? Is there a guard shack with somebody there 24 hours a day, checking people in and out? Take note of that, because there are different levels of cost associated with that. Now, there are many communities here on Longboat Key that have no gate and no guard shack, and those communities are generally going to have a little bit of a lower fee, because that's just simply less overhead for the association. Now, the next thing to take note of, is there a clubhouse in this community? So there are many communities here that don't have a centralized clubhouse. They certainly have a pool. Everybody has a community pool, of course, but many just have a little building with restrooms in it and not a full-blown clubhouse with TVs and a gym and a club, all the kind of stuff that goes into a clubhouse. So if there is a significant clubhouse there, you're going to pay for that. There's just no question. Lower overhead with no clubhouse. That makes a lot of sense. The next thing you want to look for is access to the beach. Generally speaking, if you have access to the beach, the condominium might own a larger property, therefore they have larger taxes, and that means the common charges are just simply going to be higher. So look for that. If you are located on the bay, might be a little bit cheaper than looking for a condominium complex that's located right Gulf front, if you will. Okay, so the other good thing to look for is how much maintenance the complex is going to require on a daily, monthly, weekly, annual basis. Many of our complexes here are really quite lavish when it comes to landscaping. And that's something we're really proud of. It makes Longboat Key such a beautiful place, and these communities such beautiful places to live in. But there are many complexes that have what I would call maybe more natural looking landscaping, or very little landscaping. Some places have, just their common areas are very small and they don't have a lot of ongoing landscape maintenance. So again, that's going to be an opportunity to have a little bit lower cost on your HOA fees. Now, let me just quickly check my cheat sheet here. Oh, and there's one last thing that I knew that I had on my cheat sheet that I wanted to share with you guys, and that is look for complexes that are a little bit newer. Now, why would that be? You think, like a newer construction or, newer built condo, why would that have, lower fees? Well, because, when these new construction buildings are built, the fees are generally pretty low. And that's because they haven't built up a reserve fund yet. But I would say beware of that, because if you do buy into a new complex, well, that new complex or new building is not going to need a lot of immediate maintenance typically. It will in the future, and the new owners are going to be responsible for building up that maintenance, or that maintenance reserve fund, I guess you could call it. And this is a requirement by the state. Every community must have a very significant reserve fund in case of an emergency. So that onus is going to be on the buyers. But typically, even off Longboat Key, I would say if you look at newer communities, you're going to see much lower HOA fees. And then lastly, I would say if you're really looking for a complex that has low HOA fees, new construction might be a good way to go, but you also may want to look outside the flood zone. So every residence here on Longboat Key is certainly in the flood zone, and so that means that our insurance rates are typically higher than they might be for a unit that's not in the flood zone, say deeper into Sarasota or deeper into Venice, where the HOA fees are typically lower. The HOA fees always include paying for your insurance, and when you're in a flood zone, you just simply pay more insurance. It's just kind of a fact of life. So I think I've gone through all the types of communities that have lower HOA fees, but if you want more information, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My name is Judy Mitchell. I'm with Premier Sotheby's International Realty here on Longboat Key, also serving Sarasota and Siesta Key, and I'm happy to share information with you about the HOA fees. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please hit the thumbs up button to let me know that you liked it. Thanks so much.